Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the online class. As you know that in this week we have finished chapter unit 3 in Marigold. That was my shadow poem, and for 2 days we have completed a grammar part that was about transitive and intransitive verb. And today we are here with the Bacon Reader book, and in which we are going to start a new chapter, and that is Tom Thumb. What is that? Tom Thumb. So here are some important things: forest, people, rains, shoot, and fought. Okay. Now we'll see how these words get connected to the chapter, and we'll make a conclusion over that chapter. Okay. So here we'll start the chapter. In the days of King Arthur, there lived a wise man named Merlin. What was that? The wise man Merlin. He knew all the fairies and where they lived. Even the fairy queen was a friend of his. Means the Merlin, the wise man, who knew all about the fairies and where they live. He knows about everything, and even a fairy queen was a friend of Merlin. Was a friend of Merlin. Once, while he was traveling, night overtook him in a deep forest. When he was traveling in a night, he reached in a deep forest. He rapped at the door of a small cottage and asked for some food. Means when he reached in a deep forest, he rapped at the door of a small cottage and asked for the food. Merlin looked so hungry and poor that the farmer and his wife took pity on him. When Merlin rapped at the door, the farmer and his wife opened that gate, and they saw what? They saw Merlin was so hungry and poor. So they felt pity on him. They felt very means like they were quite like how to help him because he was quite hungry and poor. They felt very sad for him. They not only gave him a bowl of milk with some brown bread, but they said he might stay through the night. When they when they allowed him to enter the house, they not only have given the food for serving him about bowl of milk with some brown bread. They instead of that, the farmer and his wife, where Merlin has rapped at the door, they opened that gate. Instead of that, they offered him to stay with him up to when he will feel comfortable. Merlin saw that, in spite of their pleasant cottage, both the farmer and his wife were very sad. Means instead of that, all means they were quite means generous. They helped Merlin while he was in the deep forest, and they have also offered him a bowl of milk and brown bread, and told him to stay there with him for one night at least, so that he will feel good and comfortable. So this Merlin thought that they are quite good people, but still they are sad. But they still looked sad. Why are you sad? Asked Merlin. When Merlin seen this, that instead of that all the things they are quite sad, then Merlin asked to them, farmer and his wife, that why are you sad? You seem to have a good farm, a pleasant cottage, and many things to make you happy. But why you are sad? Merlin asked that you have a good farm also, you have a pleasant cottage, you have everything that make you happy, but still you are quite sad. Why? Why it is so? Said the woman. We are unhappy because we have no child. We are unhappy because we have no child. Instead of that, we have a good farm, pleasant cottage, many things that make them happy. But they were unhappy because they have no child. I should be the happiest woman in the world if I had a son. They have not a child, and so they were unhappy and told what? They would be happy if they would have a son. Why, even if he were no bigger than my husband's thumb, we should love him dearly. Means it doesn't matter whether the child will be the like a normal child. In that also, if the child, the son would be as means it should be as big as my thumb also, my husband's thumb also, we will love him so much. That would be indeed a very strange kind of child, said Merlin. Merlin said, and nobody has, everyone have told many things to me, asked many things for me, and asked for wishes also, but I have never heard such kind of thing that a woman or a person is asking for a child which should be not much longer than the thumb. How it could be possible? But I hope you may have your wish. But I hope you have done so much thing for me so I can complete this wish for you. Now Merlin was on his way to call on the queen of the fairies. When he came to her castle the next day, he told the fairy queen the wish of that farmer's wife. Now, after listening the wish of that farmer's wife, he returned to the fairy queen, the friend of that Merlin. When he came to the castle, when he reached to the castle of that fairy queen, he told her about the wish of that farmer's wife, that she wanted a child which should not longer than the her husband thumb. The queen of the fairies said, "The good woman shall have her wish. I will give her a son no larger than her husband's thumb." Okay, fine. I will make her wish complete and I will give her a son which will not a longer than her husband's thumb. Soon after this, good farmer's wife had a son. He was indeed just the size of his farmer's father's thumb. People came far from far and wide to see the tiny boy. Yeah, means after that, the farmer's wife had a son which was no longer than her husband's thumb. And from many places, from far off places, many people came to that tiny boy. One day the fairy queen and some other fairies came to see him, and the fairies also came to see him. The queen kissed the little boy and named him Tom Thumb. As the when fairies reached there to see that tiny boy, they named him what? Tom Thumb. They named him Tom Thumb. Each of the other fairies made Tom a gift. He had a shirt made of silk from a spider web, a coat of thistledown, a hat made from the leaf of an oak, tiny shoes made from a mouse skin, and many other gifts beside. All the fairies came there to see that tiny boy, and they had come with the presents also, and they have given all the presents to that Tom Thumb. Tom never grew any larger than a man's thumb, but he could do many clever tricks. Means he was not able to grow than the his man's thumb. Means he was not able to grow because that was the wish, na. That was the wish, so that he never got means he never got bigger than the thumb of any man, and but he could do many tricks like other child. One day his mother was mixing a pudding. Tom leaned over the edge of that bowl to see how it was made. Means as his mother was making some pudding, and there Tom leaned over that edge of the bowl and he was seeing that how this pudding is made. He slipped and in he went head first. His mother did not see him fall and kept stirring and stirring the pudding. Means as he was there on the edge of that bowl and he fall and by mistake he fall down in that pudding, and his mother didn't notice that and she was kept stirring that pudding and he was just mixing that, and in that also Tom had fallen and he was also getting mixed with that pudding. Tom could not see or hear, but he kicked and kicked inside the pudding as his mother was mixing that. So while mixing, we move that all spoons here and there for mixing anything. So like that also, Tom, when fallen down in that pudding, he was also kicked here and there with that spoon through which his mother was mixing the pudding. The pudding moved and toasted about. His mother was afraid. She did not know what to think. There must be witches in it, she said. She went to the window to throw the pudding out. Just then a poor beggar was passing by the house. Means she thought that what happened to this pudding. She didn't understand that Tom has fallen down in that pudding. She didn't notice that. Instead of that, she thought something bad is with this pudding. So she thought of throwing that pudding. And just then a beggar came to his house. "Here is a pudding you may have if you like," said Tom's mother. Now, Tom's mother was thinking that just to throw this pudding because it is in this something has fallen, and she didn't notice that it was her son. And she told that beggar, "Okay, okay, fine. If you here is a pudding, you may have it if you like. Take this." The beggar thanked her and put it into his basket. He has not gone very far when Tom got his head out of the pudding and shouted in a shrill voice, "Take me out, take me out." As when the beggar did not reach up to a very far off place, and in that Tom took out his head from that pudding, and he started screaming that, "Take me out, take me out." The poor beggar was so frightened that he dropped his basket, pudding and all, and ran off as fast as he could. Because nobody was, I mean, if you will see about a man who will be smaller than you, a very small, small than your thumb also, if you will see or if you will hear a sound, you will not be able, you will also get scared and you will ran off from place. Like that, the poor beggar ran off from place. Tom crawled out of the pudding, climbed out of the basket, and ran home. And when he came out of that basket, he ran to his home. His mother washed him and put him to the bed. Not long after, his Tom's mother took him with her when she went to milk the cow. Now she was quite caring, and she make her son to sleep and have some rest. And after that, Tom's mother took him with her when she went to milk the cow by taking out some milk from the cow, and she took her son too with her. That he might not get lost, she tied him to a wisp of hay. Now she tied him because he was so small, and when we are watching a kid, we can stop him. But as he was quite small, his mother was also not able to recognize. So what she did, she just tied a wish of hay. She tied him with a straw. You have seen that cow. The cows are eating something a bamboo structure, soft bamboo like structure, straw. Okay, so she bind him with that. When Tom's mother was not looking at the cow, took the wisp of hay into her mouth. When Tom's mother was not looking the cow, and he didn't see that wisp through which he tied Tom, she gave that in cow's mouth. She began to chew and chew. Tom began to jump about and shout, and she didn't notice that the wisp on which she tied Tom, she gave that wish to cow's mouth, and the cow started chewing and chewing. And later on, Tom escaped, means rescued himself, and he jumped and he about to shout. He frightened the cow so that she opened her great mouth and out Tom jumped. Means he was literally in that cow's mouth. When he shouted, the cow opened her mouth and Tom jumped out there. Then Tom's mother took him in her apron and ran with him to the house, but he was not hurt in the at least. Means he was not hurt. She was that her mother was quite careless, and after knowing this, she took that Tom and kept in her apron. What is this apron? Your mother are using in kitchen, right? While cooking the food, they are wearing an apron. Okay. One day Tom was in the field helping his father. Let me drive the horse home, said Tom. You drive the horse, said his father. Now, when Tom told that, Father, let me drive this horse, I will drive. Now, his father is telling, You will drive the horse. How could you hold the reins? How could you hold the reins? The belt, the rope, what is tied to the horse nose, that is known to be reins. I could stand in the horse ear and tell him which way to go, said Tom. Okay, now and I will not be able to hold that reins, but I could stand in horse ear and tell him which way to go. So his father put him in the horse car and he drove safely. Mother, mother, cried Tom, but when Tom's mother came out, she could not see no one. She began to be afraid. Where are you, Tom? She cried. Here I am in the horse ear. Please take me down, said Tom. His mother lifted him gently down and kissed him and gave him a blackberry for his supper. Means supper means food. Okay, dinner. Tom's father made him a whip out of a straw. Tom tried to drive the cows, but he fell into the deep ditch. There's a great bird saw him and thought he was a mouse. The bird seized Tom in her claws and carried him towards the nest. As he was driving the cow, he was taking care of the cow. He fell into a deep ditch, and there a bird came who thought that it is a mouse. She seized that Tom in her claws and carried him away. As they were passing over the sea, Tom got away and fell into the water, where a great fish swallowed him at one mouthful. Now again, what happened when this Tom fallen from bird's mouth? He fall into the deep sea and it was swallowed by a fish direct in the mouth. Soon after, this fish was caught, and it was such a big one that it was sent at once to the King Arthur. When the cook cut open the fish, out jumped Tom Thumb. Tom was brought before the king and his story was told. As he was in the fish mouth and the fish was caught by the people and he was brought in the king's Arthur. Okay, and there the cook of King Arthur was when cutting out the fish. Tom came out and he was presented before King Arthur, and there he explained the story. The king grew very fond of Tom and his wife, saying he took Tom with him wherever he gone. Now Tom was living with the King Arthur. He took him wherever he went. If it began to rain, Tom would creep into the king's pocket and sleep until the rain was over. Wherever they were going, Tom used to sleep in king's pocket and sleep until the rain was over. The king had a new suit made for Tom and gave him a needle for a sword. A mouse was trained for Tom to ride. The king and queen never tired of seeing him ride his queer little horse and bravely bay his sword. Means the king has given a special suit for him, a needle as a sword and a mouse ride as a horse. One day, as they were going hunting, a cat jumped out and caught Tom's mouse. Tom drew his sword and tried to drive the cat away. Now, what he did that how to save my um save my mouse. So he thought of drive that needle sword, that was the sword of that Tom. The king ran to help poor Tom, but the little mouse was dead, and Tom was scratched a bitten. Tom was put to bed, but he did not die. Tom didn't die with that cat. No, indeed, he was soon well again and fought many brave battles and did many brave deeds to please the king. So, this is all about the story how Tom rescued himself, how Tom was separated from his mother and father. He was separated because of that bird, and from that bird he was when he fought from that bird mouth, he gone into direct into the fish mouth, and there the fish caught and he was brought in the King Arthur. And there the cook, who was the King Arthur cook, he cut that fish, Tom came out from that fish, and he explained all the story, and there he lived with that King Arthur, where he was able to means he was just like a proper means proper brave person, and he learned, he had a needle for his sword, he had a special suit, and he had a riding animal was also, that was a mouse which was killed by a cat one day, and he was also got hurt by that cat, but he was still alive, and later on he fought many battles and did many brave deeds also, and he pleased the King Arthur also. So this is all about the story. Read the chapter. You have the book, then you can read the chapter, or you can go with this video again and again to make yourself understand. So this is all about the today, and have a nice day to all.